What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video you join me with the Vauxhall Astra J for a quick tutorial on how to remove and replace the crankshaft sensor. This car's been having a lot of trouble with not starting. It's cranking over sort of with the ignition but not firing. First thought was an immobiliser problem, looked into changing the key, which has now been done and still got the same problem. It's actually bringing up an immobiliser fault code. But having a look on some of the forums, it seems that a common problem is the crankshaft sensor, which can give very similar or the same symptoms as the immobiliser not working. So I've got a new crankshaft sensor. Right guys, so to get this job going, the first thing you want to do is jack the car up. Get it jacked up on, I'd recommend the sort of passenger side, and get some axle stand under it for your own safety. If you've not got axle stands, use a spare wheel or something like that, slide it underneath, just something that's a bit bigger than you, so if it does fall off the jack, it won't land on your head. Also, you've got to disconnect the battery. For those of you who don't know, the battery's located here on the right hand side of the bonnet, and you're going to take the negative terminal off and put that out the way somewhere, not where it's touching metal bodywork, because if it does, it will still basically keep it live and keep it earthed. So once those two things are done, you're ready to get to the sensor. It's located down the back of the engine, but you're going to find it a lot easier to get to from underneath the car. Alright guys, you join me underneath the car, so I just slid under it from the front on the back. And if we have a look up to this sort of flexi section of the exhaust, and then if you look straight sort of to the back of the flexi and then up, and you can literally see, you'll see first this bolt sticking out and then the black plastic bit. That's the crank sensor and that's the bolt holding it in. As you can see, it's sort of a funny star shaped bolt, so ideally you want one of those star sockets, but I'm pretty certain that a normal spanner will work, as I'm about to find out. So I've got an 8mm socket, or you can use an 8mm spanner, ring spanner preferably, and that will fit nicely on the top like so. I've just got this spanner and Allen key set up. This is from another job. You can just use a normal ratchet if you can get one in. So we're going to loosen this bolt, but first I'd recommend undoing the electrical connection if you can get to it from here. It's a little push bit there, see that grey bit? I've just got my finger on. I think it pushes in or clips out or pulls up. It might be easier to undo the bolt, pull the sensor out first, and you've got a bit of slack on the wire, so you can pull it down here and suss the clip out to get the wire off. But that's the crank sensor, so we're going to pull this out. I'll show you the new one, and to fit the new one we're just going to slide it back into position, tighten up the bolt like so. So we finally got the 8mm bolt out after a lot of messing around. If you've got the right tools, which I didn't, it's a lot easier, and it should just be a case now of working this free. It might be a bit stiff, sorry about the bad focus. Alright guys, we've got the old one out. As you can see, I've snapped it trying to get it out. So it turns out, sort of, imagine it's in the car now and you've got this bit where my fingers where the bolt goes through the hole. I was trying to prise at that and just pull it straight out and it just snapped. So if you get a pair of pliers on this bit and turn it first, and sort of turn it about a bit, I think it's meant to turn in. I mean, there's nothing that sort of locks in place that I can see, but turning it definitely made it a lot easier to pull out. It was a bit fiddly, that. So as you can see, it's a bit gunged up. I mean, I'm not sure how to tell if they're damaged or if they're going to work or not, but it looks a bit messy. We've got the fresh one that you would have saw at the start of the video to put back in, and hopefully it'll work. So we're going to repeat the process. We're going to literally stick this back in the hole, line up the bolt hole on the bit that you now can't see because I've snapped it off. That goes there. Put your 8mm bolt back in, nip it up. You know, you don't have to do it dead tight, just nice and sort of nipped up because it is against plastic. And put your electrical connector back in there and turn the car over, and hopefully it'll start and continue to run fine after that. Right guys, I hope you found this video useful. That's how to remove and replace the crankshaft position sensor on the Vauxhall Astra J. Dead easy job, only one tool required, an 8mm star socket, or you can use a ring spanner. I use a normal 8mm socket, it does work, but if you want to do it right, get the star socket to suit that bolt. New sensor in, hopefully it'll run fine. I mean, it was starting up anyway, but intermittently cutting out and bringing up an immobiliser fault, so we'll see with a bit of usage if it's actually worked or not. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you're new to the channel and like all this car content, maybe you've got a request of your own on your own car you'd like to ask for, then hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications bell on, and stay tuned until next time. Thanks for watching.